One dream, one soul, one prize, one goal, one golden glance.
Hi folks, how was your Cheltenham? Did you back divers like Mick suggested? Did you follow them in on long run? What a Gold Cuppy. But Cheltenham of course is now over, and that means it's time to talk about the Grand National, and that's exactly what we're going to do for the next 10 minutes. With me, as ever, is the man who won the race in 1996 on Rough Quest. Goodness knows how he kept the race though, eh? It's Mick Fitzgerald. How you doing, Mick?
I'm good, thanks.
Nice one. And to my other side, our head of media, the man in Talksport, the man in the morning line during the Cheltenham Festival, it's Russ Wiseman. How you doing, Russ?
Great, Chris. Looking forward to the biggest sporting event of the year for me.
Good stuff, good stuff. Right, Grand National guys, and let's talk about it. And let's start at the top of the betting. Our 9-1 favourite, the Midnight Club. Ruby Walsh has had such a great choice, Mick, this year. So many horses to choose from, but he's went for the Midnight Club. Has he made the right choice?
We'll soon know. The big thing here is Willie Mullins. He's got a great record in the race, of course, with the likes of Hedge Hunter, but I just think this horse was so good when he won at Fairy House, and it looked a very good trial. He beat a horse called Oscar Time, Sam Whaley Cohen. What a dream that would be for him, to have a horse that wins a Gold Cup like Long Run, and then to have a horse like this fella coming along, Oscar Time. Great trial by him, finishing second, but I just really like the Midnight Club. He's the right age, he's 10, he's got a great profile coming into the race as well, and Ruby's a pretty good judge. He really likes the way this horse jumps, even though he's got no experience over the Grand National style fences. It's a completely different ball game for a lot of these horses when they jump these obstacles. I like the way he jumps. I just think that I was there at the unveiling of the weights, and I asked Willie Mullins about his runners, and that was the one. I definitely saw a little glint in his eye when he was speaking about him, and I'm not surprised Ruby's chosen him, but you know, he could have made a big mistake, because you look at What a Friend's form, beaten by a nose for third place in the Gold Cup. That sort of form is good enough to win a Grand National, especially with the weight he's been allotted as well. Handicapper gave him a little bit of a chance because his form hadn't been as good until they put the blinkers on him. When they put the blinkers on him in the Gold Cup, he really came to life. So, you know, I think this not a foregone conclusion that Ruby's on the right one.
Yeah, well, as What a Friend is indeed the second favourite. Russ, can you take us through the top two in the betting? What odds are they?
Well, if you listen to Mick there, you'd obviously give the Midnight Club a huge chance. 9-1 clear favourite with Sportingbet at the moment. That's the best price in the industry. That's the one that our traders at the moment want to get. They really do believe it's a horse that we can take on at that kind of price, but the fact that Ruby's on it, it's difficult to imagine there won't be some kind of industry gamble on the horse come the day. Second in the betting then, actually joint second favourites, What a Friend and Backstage, but What a Friend is the one our traders want to be with. They're going to try and stay on the right side of that. They believe also that Sir Alex Ferguson's horse will see some sort of gamble on it. I mean, the fact that it jumped round, as you said, Mick, and just been a nose in the Gold Cup, it won't take much for punters on the day to get involved with What a Friend. It's wildly competitive, it's a fantastic race. Those two had the market for us. We're with What a Friend, and at the moment we're against the Midnight Club, Chris.
Well, those are the top two in the betting, but what about the horses just underneath the top two? Like Silver by Nature, who won that trial at Haydock. Big Fella Thanks, who's run quite well in this race the last couple of years. Oscar Time as well that you mentioned. What of those horses, Mick, are you looking at between the sort of 12-1 and 20-1 bracket?
Well, if you look, if you're a stats man, Silver Birch, he won a Welsh National before winning the big showpiece at Aintree. Now, a horse who comes into here, he finished second at Dream Alliance to Silver by Nature. He's got a nice weight, very good form around Haydock, which again, form students will tell you is a great place to have a bit of where people draw comparisons about the obstacles. But you know, I just think let's not all forget what happened last year. Don't push it. It was a fairy tale story. Backed in huge industry gamble on the day. The world and its wife thought, AP McCoy, he's had all these goals of trying to win the race, this could be his year, and it was this wholesale gamble. I think people might follow in again this year, even though he's got top weight. I think it's a much better race this year. There's a lot more strength and depth when you go down through these. Let's not forget as well, we've got Blue Sea Cracker in there, and a mare as well. I think the last mare to win was back in 1951, so got a lot of things against this one. But if we get some rain and the ground comes up slow, this Blue Sea Cracker has a very good chance. And you know, I think there's a little bit of value to be had with some of these horses, and Don't Push It is one of those.
Yeah, wow, interesting. 2-0 for McCoy. Russ, any chance?
It's a possibility, Chris. We're 18-1 at the moment. It's one that our trading team again want to be against. Don't Push It. I think the weight this time, Mick, will probably get the better of it. I mean, obviously We were all there last year. And I think,
let's not forget, Russ, what was the way he had last year? 11.5?
That's right, yeah.
So he's only carrying £5 more. So, you know, and I think he's in better form coming into this race.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, in fairness, but you know, we've got to make a selection here, haven't we? And we're definitely taking it on this time. 18 to 1. I don't think there'll be that kind of industry gamble the way that JP was involved last year, but I mean, who knows? Just taking through the rest of the betting there, though, Chris. Obviously, Oscar Time, as Mick mentioned there, what a fairy tale that would be for the Whaley Common family, and particularly Sam, just 5 lengths behind the Midnight Club last time, and obviously with a chance, 14 to 1. We again want to be against that one. Ballard Briggs, when we spoke back when we were looking at the Cheltenham Festival, this was a horse that was the shortest price at that stage, 12 to 1. Not the greatest preparation with the defeat at Kelso, but of course you look at the calibre of the owner. Of course, you've got the likes of Trevor Hemmings, the owner. We've got the McCain family involved. Could you really write that horse off at 16 to 1? It's still part of the picture. Big Fella Thanks has always been on the agenda. It's 16 to 1. We think that's a weak finish. It will be against that one as well. But one horse we do want to keep on our side is Silver by Nature. Lucinda Russell, her horses jump great, don't they, Mick? They tend to school well. They tend to pop their way around. And we're going to stay on the right side of that one at 16 to 1. You mentioned it, Chris. We could probably go through 20 horses here with legitimate chances this year. I think Phil Smith, the handicap, has done a magnificent job. But we're trying to be and pick horses to be with and against. We're going to be with What's a Friend, and we're going to be with Silver by Nature.
Okay, let's look at the outsiders. And I mean, in the last 20 years, we've had some big outsiders. Mon Mom a couple of years ago, S&S. Oh, maybe know that one. And Royal Athlete back in 1995. Mick, any ones wearing the betting like Mon Mom at 100 to 1, 66 to 1? These big fancy prices. Anything sticking out there that might do
Calgary Bay.
Whoa, we've heard this before.
He's one I'm a huge fan of this horse. He's got a right profile for the race. He's won at Doncaster in a race that has got a good relationship with the Grand National as well. I like this horse, and I just think he's got everything going for him. He's a good solid jumper. Henrietta Knight, she's had a torrid time this year, and I think what a way. The National always brings about a great story. Yeah. That's what it's been, a year in, year out. And for me, there would be no greater story than another lady winning the Grand National, but this time Henrietta Knight maybe. Yeah.
Ross, any big plunges with the bottom end of the market?
Well, just looking at a couple of horses that there's been some money for with Sportingbet. Calgary Bay, Mick's just mentioned there, 40 to 1 elsewhere in the industry. We're 28 to 1 at the moment, Mick, for those very reasons. A good jumper, some pedigree, some calibre, and obviously Henrietta Knight can clearly get a horse ready for this kind of race. So we're going to keep that on our side. Bit of money today for character building. Nina Carberry confirmed the ride. It's inevitable one day, Mick, there will be a lady jockey that wins this race. Could it be character building this year? 33 to 1, a little bit of each way money. But we're going to have plenty of offers here at Sportingbet. We're paying 5 places, quarter the odds. We'll have a series of match bets and specials next week in the build up to the race. But right now, it's just starting to build up, Chris. But as I said before, the Midnight Club were 9 to 1. That's the best price in the industry right now.
Good stuff. Let's leave 2011 for now and move into the nostalgia zone. It's such an evocative race. We love talking about nostalgia. So many memories to the Grand National. I'm asking these guys their favourite memories of that particular race. And Mick, I'm guessing yours is in 1996. Tell us, what does it feel? Horrible cliche question here, but what did it feel like to win the Grand National?
Well, it's fairly famously documented now that I said to Des Lynam after the race that after that sex was an anticlimax, and you know, I think that just goes to show you about how you get carried away by the moment. But it's every jockey's dream to win a race like that, and it was mine. And you know, it was a lifetime ambition fulfilled in a moment, and you know, you feel like you can walk on air after that. And it was amazing driving home, and when I got home, there was a big banner, well done, and you don't realise what a huge race it is, the Grand National, until luckily you win it.
Ross, what about you? Take us back to your favourite memory.
I backed Rough Quest that year. That was probably the last time I did back the winner. I've also backed Mini Homer to win the race. And when you do back the winner of the Grand National, of course, it's a feeling like no other as a punter. But my favourite memory was actually Romney King. I backed it in 1992. Party Politics did it on the post, and it was a great race that year. But simply heart-stopping. If you've backed a horse in the Grand National and it's got a chance as they come into that final furlong, Mick, I don't think there's any feeling in it like it in sport. It's one of the great moments of the entire year, and I think we're all already looking forward to it.
Definitely. I think mine was probably 1997. Lord Gailina backed at that. If you remember, it was postponed for a couple of days. I know. And the Monday was my 18th birthday. The Saturday I was gutted when there was the bomb scare and we were called off. We went up to see the Manic Street Preachers that night in Glasgow in concert. 2 days later I was 18, and I did certainly come of age punting wise that day.
You couldn't back on the Saturday.
I couldn't back on the Saturday. Well, I was lucky. So guys, let's get back to why we're here, predicting the winner the 2011 Grand National. And Mick, who you fancy?
I fancy the Midnight Club before Ruby pinned his colours to his mast. I'm just a big fan of him. I think Ruby will ride him the right way. I think his horse he's on the up, and I think you've got to follow horses like that. It's just a shame that he's gone to favouritism now. I think What a Friend, if he takes to it, will be there or thereabouts. I don't think there's any doubting that. But a few little ones, don't push it. I'm not giving up on him. I think that he could go very well. He could be definitely each way, and I think we're paying 5 places.
Yeah, we are.
So like that's a great incentive for you to have a bet in the race as well. I think there's a bit of value to be had. Like I said, Calgary Bay, I love him. I think he's got a chance of being in the money. So I think, you know, for a race like the Grand National, it's good to have 3 or 4 runners for you.
Sure. So Mick's giving you a few ideas there, Russ. Where are you pointing?
Well, the Sportingbet 3 for the against the field, Chris, coming directly from our trading team. We think the winner will be What a Friend, second home Silver by Nature, and third past the post Calgary Bay. But as we said before, 20 or so horses in with real chances.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Arbor Supreme. Bet you heard that before. Second to the Midnight Club, but
JT McManus.
Yeah, 10 stone 3, which is an obscene weight. Such a low weight. He's the right age. He won in the race last year. He unseated, but the experience will do him good. I like that around 20 to 1. I think that's got a chance. It's going to be a great race, guys. That's for sure. Is there a more unique race in the calendar? Absolutely not. Thanks for chatting to the last 10 minutes. It's been great. And guys, best luck with your bets in the Grand National. I hope April the 9th is a great day for you.